All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're in Game 2 between Gallo and Clan Noob, or Noob Clan, in qualifier number 4 for the Alienware Awesome Cup tournament.
That's what Gallo is doing.
Okay. Like all that stuff. Okay, now it's time to go. Clan Noob, we're hoping that they're doing the same thing, and it's like, okay, let's get the rust off. Now that we know what we're fighting against, let's go ahead and try to bring this to a Game 3. Can they do it's the question.
That was a very powerful game, number 1. Like, going into a best of 3, game 1, you're like, yeah, we can do it. Awesome. They draft. Didn't look like that great a draft because of the Raylan pickup and a 0-8 score by the end of it confirmed it.
It could have
worked. You got to stay very positive. Game number 2 coming in. This is match point. This is your do or die timeline. Some people get rattled. Some people get nervous. You get the shakes. They start sweating. They get cold. And that's all going to affect your mechanical skill in this game. You have to stay very positive. And we don't have a lot of tournaments in Awesomods, so it's very possible that we're going to have that mindset coming in here, and it's going to destroy Noob, or they're going to be very strong, and they're going to play a great game, and possibly bring this to Game 3. It's, I'm hoping they're going to be strong on it, but it comes down to a big mindset going into Game 2 after a very defeating Game 1.
Yeah, and it's a Game 1 that could have worked out either way, but just item pickups and draft, like I mentioned, ended up being deciding factors in that game.
Draft, so our opinion.
Yeah. All right, so let's go into Game 2. We're on Serona. We got the worm in this one. Do you think we're going to feed it?
You don't really feed it a Yuri much.
No. But you do feed it occasionally a Ted or a Scoldier. So let's go ahead and take a look at these picks in a little bit more detail. Yeah.
They're the best.
They are a lot of fun. We've been seeing a lot of them today. New Clan sporting a Penny Fox, Ted McPain, and Yuri the Monkey. Gallo going for the trademark Scoldier, but this time picking up a Swiggins again, and Coco. That's the unique one. I haven't seen Coco out of Gallo yet.
Well, I'm going with the Clunk band. He was 12-0 last match.
Yeah, Clunk did an excellent job, but now it's Scoldier into Coco. We know this combo. We know it works. That's going to be toss into Blaze Pain, and if that's not the case, then it's going to be grapple drop into toss into Pain. Like, there's a lot that can be done here, and it's all relying on the Scoldier, really. But if that Scoldier picks up properly, if they falls up on the Swiggins, then that's going to be a really powerful thing. New Clan, what do you see going for them right now? Because, honestly, I see Mines, and that's kind of different from Airstrike, and that's kind of different from Pulse. There's not a lot of synergy right out of the gate.
Not initially, but it's up to them to show us that this combo can work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm waiting to see what happens. I guess the best thing I could think of is pouncing people into bad situations involving mines and an Airstrike. But I feel like this kind of relies on the Penny's ability to really make stuff happen. So let's go ahead, get into this game. Game 2.
And it's going to be on Serona, as we said. So, there is the worm to be fed. But on the flip side, the sky's the limit here because there's no, big upper
Look at all
limit.
this open area.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it.
And we got the floaty Penny, and we got the flying Yuri.
Speaking of which, Awkward Hugger playing your floating Yuri, so meat bombing may be a thing. Touche going on the Ted, and you've got Juice playing your adorable Penny Fox. Oh, the fists, the throws. Juice may be in a bad spot as he gets picked up a little bit by P.O. on the Swiggins and left-clicked down. Oh, not quite. Instead, Chintzy going to hit the button, playing your Scally-Doo. So Penny going to get picked off. And finally, Touche going to get killed off for that double kill right at the beginning. Unfortunately, Coco, who wasn't quite there on time. Malkno just kind of sitting in the back, playing, doing whatever he was doing. The other two doing all the work. Awkward Hugger getting killed. Well-placed lightning ball. Going to pick up your 3rd kill in a minute for Gallo. Gallo taking an immediate commanding lead in this Game 2.
Sorry, just let me head desk here for a moment.
Please don't. That might hurt you, and I'd rather that you didn't.
Desk. Got a pretty hard head.
So unfortunately, Noob Clan getting picked off really hard in the beginning. Touche picking up the knockback on Shotgun. That's a good move now, but that might end up not working out for them. It might be too little, too late, as the entirety of Gallo just going in for another kill if at all possible. Awkward Hugger going to just float on by. Touche getting hit by another lightning ball. Juice trying to get some damage in, but Juice is just going to float away as best as they can. So that was a really rough start.
Yeah.
IPO's already got blue heart medal.
Yeah. Well, it's really hard to kind of again, like 19-4 last round. Now you're 3-0 within the first minute. Yeah. mindsets, you gotta stay strong about it, guys, so it doesn't affect your mechanical skill. But if there's anything to be said, that Gallo and their Skoldir, maybe we should ban it in the finals, guys.
Possibly. But you can't ban everything that Gallo's shown to be good with. Touche taking a throw. He's going to hit the bounce pad, but that might not be the end of his story. Or it might be Malkno ending up actually getting picked up on the back end. Juice getting that kill. Will he get away? No, he will not. That's a grapple drop. Juice in a very tight spot, getting left clicked, gets the pounce off. Now, instead of hitting the bounce pad like P.O. thought he might, he's just going to go underneath. Awkward Hugger getting picked up by P.O. on the backside as Shiotzi going to start that fight off. And then P.O. picks up another kill on Touche here.
He said he has that heart metal.
Yeah, he's got the heart metal. He's got the burst to do it. And Touche must have forgotten about that. He was hanging around with maybe too little HP or something like that. But now P.O. picking up both ranks of blue heart metal. And you've got Penny just barely managing to get away.
Yeah, but she did. Juice is actually showing some good movement with this Penny.
Absolutely, and that's going to be key as they move more into this game. It's already 1-5, 3 minutes in. It's a brutal start to this game. Not going to be easy. Awkward Hugger getting thrown into grapple drop. And Juice now barely managing to maybe juke out of the way. Very well played on that end.
No, stay away, Juice. Stay away.
Yeah, Juice not going to end up getting thrown there, so he'll live to talk another day. So that was a really the movement coming out of Juice is fantastic. You mentioned that earlier. That again showed there. That's the only reason why Juice is alive. Awkward Hugger on the other hand, no dice.
6-1 right now for the Gallo. Again, a fantastic early game start. So with that little burst, we've seen really two big Swiggins builds this weekend. The first one is all about the grapple damage, because if you're going to land it, you might as well land it hard. It lands into a nice situation for big bursty comps because the follow-up doesn't have to deal with as much hit points. And the follow-up wasn't going to do anything if you missed anyways. So it's a big gamble, but it's high risk, high reward. The other one is that what you've seen here from P.O. multiple times is that ink build. So I'm a little curious that he actually went to the purple heart as quick as he did.
Yeah, and he probably went into the purple heart to get that burst out of the gate. But past that initial burst, he has to rely on his left click, which is what he's now going into. Malkno going for Heavenly Blaze, so that lightning ball now being used to zone out characters. And Shiotzi grabbing the power briefs on his throw, so now he's got the guaranteed damage on that. One throw, and you're going to be taking a lot of damage. You cannot afford to get close to this Skoldir at all. With any team backup, Gallo is going to get a lot of kills off of one throw. Juice now extremely low, and he's going to have to be careful. He's going to keep playing around here. Already a difference of 400 to 300 solar per person on each team. Oh, 2 mines, though. Shiotzi going to eat them for breakfast.
432 is 900 solar-ish.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That is a lot. Not 5 minutes in, 900 solar. Yikes.
1 to 6.
Yeah, that is a little heartfelt. Now, we did talk about a little bit of the expected combo here, Skoldir into the Blazing Coco. So the Heavenly Blaze is just, again, going to be a bit more of a zoning tool. There goes Touche's. Malkno is actually able to pick up that one. I wouldn't actually be too amiss to see ball damage before we actually finish out, like, hands. Because he does have 2 ranks at the chuckboard right now.
Yeah, which is a lot of damage. Especially on a lightning ball, which now can also apply that damage. It's a really Heavenly Blaze allows for a lot of really synergy-heavy builds from Coco, which I find is probably one of her greatest strengths. Speaking of which, she's going in for a lot of damage here, although Malkno taking a lot in return. Needs to be careful. Juice picking up a nice kill with the pulse on P.O. in the air there. Unfortunately for P.O., he was not able to get away. So that's going to be a really important kill, too. He was on a killing spree, so that's going to be a bunch of extra money for the Penny.
Yeah, and the Penny pickup there. I mean, the Penny Yuri, it looks a little strange in that engagement, but the Yuri laser, the floatiness, the ability to grab those kills, that was actually really a good pickup here for Juice. But Penny, is not going to be able to avoid the ball. Wasn't able to avoid the fists, just floating above it. But one lightning ball was going to be it. And we do have the Max Chucks board now. So Chucks board, the Heavenly Fist. And again, like with this combo, you're throwing them into the Blaze. The Blaze will tick down a lot of damage. I mean, at max, it's I think 5 ticks to 63, which you're looking at, over 300 damage just by that. But it's also slowing you down, and it leads you into some really good situations for bigger bursts with like the ball, with the Swiggins, with the Skoldirs.
And it's damage that hits creeps and knots alike, so
yeah,
it's going to be very
useful. That's why
useful
we tout it so much.
Yeah, it's super useful. Juice going in for that kill, though. He's going to end up picking it up on P.O. Not yet. P.O. maybe going to get away. Nope, he gets eaten by the worm instead. Now Juice looking for maybe getting out of here. He's going to get punched to death. Touche, now maybe a bit of spot of trouble. Gets thrown into the bounce pad, gets out. Malkno trying to find the kill here. He's going to end up doing a lot of damage to Touche. He's going to bounce up here. And is Malkno going to get out? No, he's going to outplay Touche.
Yep.
Touche gets killed with the Blaze. Awkward Hugger, the last one left standing for his team. Shirtzy, the same, but for Gallo instead.
Yeah,
so
Shirtzy just goes farming under the worm.
2-for-2 exchange.
That's not bad, especially in the position that we're in here.
That?
That is a grenade pour homme.
Grenade pour homme. It adds a stun pulse to its impact. That's... I've not seen that upgrade used ever. So this is new. This is interesting.
Well, if you have to go and mouse over it just to see what it does, that's something. That's saying something, Wolf.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, though. I can see why you're picking it up. If you use Stimpack when you're in a bad situation now, you can stun them for a brief period of time. You can keep them where you want them or get them away from you. So there's a lot of things you can do there. Awkward Hugger getting thrown. He's going to just use Bubble to get away as quickly as he possibly can, but he gets picked up on the back end because of Malkno now. Shirtzy maybe in a bit of trouble as Juice trying to go for a pulse kill. Not going to end up happening. Now we've got Malkno up here. He's going to try to deal with Juice if at all possible or not, as Juice just floats away as only the penny can.
Float on the wind.
Oh, grapple, drop, Juice taking a ton of damage, gets the pulse off with the Herring Snack Badge, but in comes the burn damage off of the Blaze. Juice is going to have to back off. Malkno now taking a ton of damage as Touche attempted to shotgun him into a turret, I'm guessing, based off the knockback. Touche now taking a ton of damage. Out comes the Lightning Ball. The Lightning Ball almost enough of the Blaze.
Yeah, it didn't apply the Blaze.
Yep, so Touche going to live another day, but for how long, we'll find out.
Well, yeah, it looks like long enough. He's going to go home. Awkward Hugger's now back. You also got Penny now just being the nuisance that she is. That is landing a lot of damage on top of that Scoldier, but it's not going to be enough. Juice is actually going to drop to the Giant Fist.
Yep, drop to the Giant Fist, but if it wasn't for that Coco coming out of the blue, that would have been a very different scenario. Coco coming in the nick of time with that Blaze, slowing Juice down enough that Juice had to try to run away, and it was too little, too late.
She does have a rank of ball damage and one of the Silver Surfer. She's also sitting 7-2, looking for the 8th. Does grab it as Ted, well, we found out exactly how long he lived, and it wasn't long enough.
About a minute. Oh, out comes the throw. No gnome being hit, though. Awkward Hugger now trying to get away as fast as he can. He gets ballsed and blazed. Down he goes. The combination of dots. But Juice doing the same thing. Pounce into Pulse into the turret. He's going to end up going down. Now P.O. probably the one that needs to watch out. Juice at full charges. This could be lethal. Instead, gets off the pounce there and just hits Shirtzy with it and backs off. So that'll be that. But that was a very good pounce pulse combo coming out of Juice, getting the kill onto Malkno. Another
turret got the kill.
Another bunch. But okay, well, drop solar still.
He made it happen.
Yeah, he made it happen, and that's still another death. That's still important. So
no,
well done.
Sure, I'm not trying to just downplay the importance. He just didn't get the kill.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Juice taking a lot of burn damage. He needs to be careful. He's going to pick up these creeps instead.
What do you think of a lane?
Oh!
Did you hit Alt F4?
No, I did not. It just stopped working.
Oh, that's fun.
That's always a lot of fun.
Also not saying no more. No
more. We don't want to see this. Well, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and reboot it. We're going to go ahead and take it. That is a first. But
I haven't seen that one before.
No, neither have I. But there we have it. So right now, at the state of the game, Gallo has taken a very commanding lead, but all the towers are still up. 14-2. Yeah, it's a factor of 7-1.
Well, I mean, who do they have to go up? We don't have a Hans Coco.
No.
We have a Scoldier, who's going into tower range a lot anyways.
Yeah.
And Swiggins. We don't have a big tower pushing comp here. This is literally catch you, kill you, and eventually destroy your turrets.
Yep. And it's been working out very well for them. The Swiggins into the Coco Ball or the throw into the grapple. Just any time that they see an opportunity and they go for it, it ends up being a kill.
Yep,
They've
that's true.
overextended a couple of times here and there, but aside from that, Gallo doing an extremely good job of staying on top of things and not backing down whenever the situation shows itself as an opportunity. We're about to find out, I would think.
We're at least 8 minutes in.
Yeah, we were at least 8 minutes in. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Boom.
Good job, Wolf.
Thanks. So let's go ahead and try this out.
Production says we're about 13 minutes, but I don't think we were that far.
All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the... Nope, we were not that far at all. So, yeah, what you said it was about here.
Whatever, let's just put it to... Pick a spot and let's go.
Yeah, let's go here, right at 9:11. Okay, so here we are, Serona. We are good to go again. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. Now, as we were saying, Awkward Hugger you know, getting caught up by these things. There we go. The blaze damage, earthquake. That's
Okay,
exactly
we have
where
seen
we were.
that.
Yeah.
And there goes Moko.
So we're kind of back to where we were. PO almost getting picked out there by Juice. Juice gonna just go ahead and pounce the Shitzy here and then back off.
Yeah,
so
he had full combo points, got off that pounce. It was a good combo, and he was the only one actually to live through that. So yeah, Juice coming back in. It's just going to be able to defend. And yeah, look at that tower. Not really a lot of damage. Bottom one's actually been suffering more, mostly because we've been farming under the worm, and that leaves us with the creeps to get all the way to the end without really getting any kind of big resistance. Also, again, farming under the worm, we have a lot of cash now in the pocket of Gallo, but they also have an immense amount of kills.
Yeah, and it's an intimidating game to be in right now. Touche is going to end up taking a couple of hits here, so will Juice going to pick up the kill on Shirtzy on the way up. Touche now at very little HP. He's in a risky situation considering who he's up against. He ends up picking up a couple of creep kills with that airstrike of his, so well done him. PO just going to end up dying. Awkward Hugger picking up the kill with the laser.
With no hit points.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that was another good kill to pick up. So here we are. They got NC's picked up a couple of kills. Like Noob Clan doing a good job of that. Do you think they can come back in this game?
Well, it's 14-7, and we said, you know, there's a lot of solar between the teams, but we have been seeing a lot of comebacks, especially this weekend. The overwhelming defeat, almost certain. One bad team fight, the enemy team comes back and wins. It's definitely possible. And as I said, I refuse to believe that Noob Clan was really represented well in that first game up against Gallo with the 14-5 score. Now it's 14-7. We got more kills on the board. It's 11 minutes in. There's still towers up. So, you know, get these kills, get that money back. One good fight could easily turn this around.
Yep, and one of the upgrades that have been picked up that is very important is the immunity, the debuff immunity on the Yuri. It actually ended up saving him. Touche might end up going down here. Nope, the Blaze, not enough damage quite there. Juice does end up going down to Gallo PO's judicious use of his anchors. So
Very judicious.
Very judicious, yes. Quite. So Awkward Hugger may be in a rough spot if he gets caught out with the grapple drop combo. But
now, I'm not super familiar with Yuri icon for upgrades, but he has range laser, right? That's a range laser.
yeah, that's range laser.
Okay.
Allows him to stay a little bit safer while trying to apply laser damage. Oh, but the throw, the punch, none of it. Denied, exactly. And that's what's going to keep him alive. It also works on his teammates if he's near them.
Yeah. Now, you know, we might actually deny the throw, but it doesn't deny the gnome. The gnome still does a punch.
Yeah, and the gnome explodes for a fairly large size. Juice taking the grapple drop, the punch, the lightning ball. Oh,
Does
no, but the
avoid it.
Blaze is going to be enough to pick up the kill there.
Yep.
Touche now extremely low as well, so that's
We have,
another good kill.
2 ranks on the ball and knockback now for the Coco. So as I said, you know, before we see a hands build from her, after she got the Blaze, I'd expect to see the ball, and there's the ball damage. It's working out well because this is the combo. You know, the anchor, the punches, the throws, you're basically setting it all up for Coco, and she's delivering 10-3 in 12 minutes.
Absolutely. And Blaze, a very powerful ability against both Ted and Penny, especially the Penny, so since it really limits her ability to move around safely in these matches. But against the Ted can't even move. So a well-placed lightning ball can not only bring him in places where he just doesn't want to be, knockback ball, you know, that's all that. But on top of that, the Blaze is going to keep him there and deal a lot of damage.
Doesn't matter that they have
really
boots.
looking bad, yeah. It doesn't even matter that he's got boots. Ted's boots are useless.
Is Moko going to get, I was going to say, is he going to get slow on the Blaze? He actually decides to pick up the last rank of damage, the second of the Silver Surfers, so the chase potential is definitely there. And gets a rank of the pills as well.
That's going to keep him alive a lot longer. And considering he's died 3 times, you know, he doesn't want to give any more kills to these guys if he can. Awkward Hugger taking a bit of damage there. PO going to end up dying from the Pulse and Airstrike combination there. And Juice is probably the lifeline of this team. If it wasn't for Pulse, Gallo would be winning really hard right now. Juice has been doing an excellent job despite being behind in almost every respect.
She's been chasing well. She's been doing the damage well. She's not probably going to die, but I can't say the same here for the Yuri. He is definitely going to drop to the big fist in the sky. But yeah, Juice has actually been doing extremely well. As I said, she has some really good movements, has done some really good jukes, has used the floatiness to good avail, has used the big vertical space in the top as well to her advantage multiple times. The score, you know, 3-6. Doesn't really look that great, but everybody has 6 deaths now on the team. It's 18. That's actually interesting how all the deaths are spread out like that.
Yeah, and it's a little disheartening if you're in their situation, but they have to keep trying, and they're doing their best. Penny's got ranks in silence now on the pulse. So if she starts these fights with a well-placed pulse, they might be able to take one of these team fights. So long as Shootsy doesn't do it for them. And right now, this
6-10
is not looking super. Oh, that gnome going to do a lot of damage too. So hopefully the heal bubble is going to.
The heal bubble doesn't really look that powerful, but we have a lot of poke now available here to blue. That's not really going to be anything that kind of connects right there from Gallo, but with the range laser, with those airstrikes, we are able to at least keep them from the tower. Well, temporarily. Ted is now actually back home healing. Now he's going to come back out to this. The Blaze is going to start ticking down on that as well. You notice that we didn't actually explode the ball; it just went through everyone. It applied the Blaze.
And that's the majority of the damage too on this ball right now. I mean, yeah, she's picked up a couple of the burst damage upgrades, but it's definitely about applying that Blaze. And if you can explode it behind them,
what happened there?
So much the better. Well,
it must have been a knockback ball.
Yeah, knockback ball into the rest of the team with application of the Blaze. Not that it really mattered at that point. That was just knockback ball into death, like Gallo.
Oh yeah, no, you have no
collapsed.
chance. We have no pills on red.
And they can't afford to go pills right now. No matter how many ranks
of
of
pills.
bad
thing. I'm just saying, it's guaranteed death. Like, we're so far ahead right now from Gallo that their damage is lethal on any application.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many pills that this team has. The pills are not the pills will not save you.
Nope.
So you have to go for another way to win this.
Utility
if you're
damage.
Yeah, exactly. In some situations, going for pills is a good move because it allows you to survive. But in this case, there's no point. That you will not survive.
What is Penny doing?
So Penny is going to
trying
to
cut
off the wave. Yeah.
The problem with that is since both turrets are down, you have to cut off both waves to be effective in that.
Yeah, and she's fast enough that she can do it, but without dying is the interesting question here.
Right.
As this fight begins to develop, we got Touche already going down, and Juice putting out the pounce, putting out as much as he can. He gets thrown the opposite direction, gets punched some more.
Nice dodge. Nice dodge.
Juice is now trying to get away, but the Blaze is just too much, and now it's just up to Awkward Hugger to survive. But will he be able to defend? The answer, probably not. One well-placed lightning ball will be the end of him. And Yuri, he's got nothing to really defend with. He's got no damage. Out comes the ball. He's going to take a lot of that. Gnomes are also coming out. This is going to be a really tough defense. Oh, out comes the ball. It's going to hit him again.
One more and he's done. Okay, he has a heal bubble.
Yeah,
so
the heal bubble is
going
going to end up saving him for now.
He's in a rock and a hard place. He has to defend. If he leaves, tower damage. If he doesn't leave, death by ball.
And death by ball, not anybody's favorite way to go.
No,
it's really embarrassing.
Gallo decides though that they're on a shopping spree. They're going to go pick up these last little things. And looking at the item difference, I mean, it's just an immense item difference at this point.
Yeah.
They got pills aplenty between them. We do got some hands now coming out here from the Coco as well. And this is probably our last push. If they get kills here, I mean, I don't see this game going any farther.
Yeah, no, if this ends up being a very successful push, this will probably be the game. Out comes the knockback ball. It's going to hit Touche and Juice for a decent amount of damage, but nothing else really happening out so far. The gnomes, the lightning balls, the harassment, and the zoning are actually quite strong with a couple of upgrades on Gallo, despite the fact that their team is mostly gank-oriented. So that's an interesting way of looking at things.
Awkward Hugger, I don't know if he'd actually die to a ball at this point. He is low enough that it's tempting, but he might actually be high enough that he's not.
Yeah, it would have to have an applied Blaze with no heal bubble to back it up. So
right, and we just used the heal bubble there, so that kind of takes us out of the danger zone. But 21-8 at 18 minutes in. That's 29 kills in 18. Majority of them, of course, going to Gallo. And you're still looking at, what, 3,000 solar difference, more or less?
Yeah, at least Juice taking a ton of damage. He's going to go down to the Earthquake and the Blaze combined. So that's going to be the end of that. Now Gallo looking to finish this up. Everybody teleporting home to try to defend this thing.
That means
defend it they won't,
gate.
however. Yeah, down it goes.
And the ball will hit, actually, that Ted. So all turrets down, very little return damage coming on to Gallo. They've really kept command of that mid-game. They've really kept command of the kills of these fights. That's going to be a dead Awkward Hugger. He's no longer awkwardly hugging anything. And, the knockback ball right through them. Team wipe. And that means Gallo moving here onto the semis. They are one best-of-3 win away from joining us with our top 6 teams next weekend for a chance at $5,000 prize pool.
Wow, that was a very commanding game. Factor of 3 to 1 for their kills, but that's not even the main, the biggest story here. The biggest story was just, again, objectives just kept going down. The red team couldn't even get close to pushing, and they had a Ted on their team, like, and they couldn't push the TED, and that had a lot to do with the draft again.
Yeah, we kind of did question the draft. Like, we don't really see a synergy here. Like, what are they going to do?
Yeah, and that was the like it all relied on the Penny making stuff happen with Pounce maybe, and the Penny made stuff happen, but the Penny made stuff happen with Pulse.
I liked the play of Juice, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, it was on the wrong team, and in this kind of lineup, out of maybe a Leon would have been useful to pull people into mines or something like that, but just the lead that Gallo took would have stopped anything like that from being a thing, and just they got Noob Clan got outplayed and outdrafted, and it showed
Twice.
here, 8-24.
8-24. So I mean, one game overwhelming victory. Game number 2, mindset's a little shaken. Overwhelming victory. They're out. I mean, c'est la vie. They have a lot of experience now, though. In tournaments, in drafting. Hopefully, they can take home that their drafts were a little off. The gameplay a little bit shaky. They can improve upon that next tournament. Maybe we'll see them in a much more stronger sense.
Yeah,
as they have all this experience now.
Noob Clan did do well to get here, though.
Yeah, they had to.
Absolutely,
they won multiple best of ones and a best of 3 at least to get here.
Yeah, and
they might have even been in previous tournaments as well.
Absolutely, and they've done an excellent job of it. So congratulations to Noob Clan for getting as far as you did. Sorry to see you go, but Gallo moves on to the next one, to the semifinals.
Yeah, this is round of 4.
Round of 4.
We are down to 124 teams out. The top 4 are left.
Only 2 of them will make it to the finals. Yeah. So
that's how that works.
It's getting exciting.
All right, so when we return, it will be the semis, and might actually take us a little bit. We don't actually know who we're going to be covering yet because neither semis are done. We have caught up.
What?
We have caught up.
We caught up.
Tournament. Yeah, we're that good.
So what we're saying here is that the next games have taken long enough that they're epic.
I wasn't kidding when I said that this round had some really fantastic matches going on. We have 2 1s. We have 40-minute games, 50-minute games. We have a 50-minute game on record between 2 teams in a best of 3. Yeah, so they've kind of slowed down. You go from a best of 1 to a best of 3, you are going to slow down. You have to really a lot more time. But when matches like that come your way, 40, 50, 60-minute matches, slugfests of the highest degree, 2 1s, you could take up to 2 hours to do a best of 3 in that.
Oh, yeah. And if they're anything like that one game we cast earlier today where there's 81 kills between the 2 teams in 45 minutes, I cannot wait.
So, fantastic matches going on. When we find out the victors, we will jump into a semis. So, guys, do please bear with us. Leave us any kind of feedback there in the chat. We'll be around. And when we do return, we will have our semis best of 3 to find out who's going to finals.
Are you ready?